The typical modern woman aspires to become the poster child for couple goals. But after the elaborate ceremony and Instagram-worthy honeymoon, what's next? Your plan is to lure him in with promises of loyalty and the ability to stand 10 toes down. But how long will the facade last after you've received the top prize? Marriage is more than a title or piece of paper filed at the courthouse. Are you prepared to weather any storm that you and your future husband may face? The typical modern woman wants the title, the ring, the good man. But what is she willing to offer in return in exchange for the security and privileged lifestyle she hopes to attain? Is she willing to be a selfless servant to her husband? Is she willing to set aside her own wants and needs when necessary to ensure that her marriage remains intact? Is she willing to put her own dreams and ambition on the back burner in order to be the supportive cheerleader her man needs? Marriage is not some sorority-like rite of passage that is the next step in a well-orchestrated master plan. Marriage is not and will never be a solution for being lonely. It is a sacred vow taken before God and man. The reason modern women struggle in marriage is that they were never wives to begin with. Their selfishness and pride remain intact, and there are no plans to address the healing that has never taken place. Modern women believe that there is no need for change and that their current personality traits should be accepted by all without complaint. The men who haphazardly fall in love with these women suffer in silence as their needs are often unmet. They likely hoped, as they matured, that their wife would evolve with them. So what happens when reality sets in and he realizes that he was bamboozled? What typically happens is he stays and fulfills his duty as a husband and father. Meanwhile, his wife chooses to abandon the marriage because she is no longer happy. You see, it isn't the men who are walking away from their marriages. It is the modern women. They believed erroneously that their marriage was supposed to be the magic potion for their unhappiness and lack of self-love. The hard-to-swallow truth is that their lack of femininity and submissiveness will hinder them indefinitely, no matter what path they decide to take. You see, there is no excuse for a woman not being submissive to her husband. He is the rightful head of the household, and the only person he takes orders from is God. Now, sure, the wife can help advise him and explore the pros and cons of all available options, but it is his job to lead, to make the final decision. He cannot share his role as head of the household with his wife. Modern women have been conditioned through society and many of their single mothers to be strong and fearless. And there's nothing wrong with that. But she needs to know how to take the back seat when it comes to her husband. She needs to instead embrace a position of support and allow her spouse to lead as God designed him to. When the husband is not the head of the household, chaos and confusion will be ever present. As I wrap up this discussion, I implore modern women to be realistic about what it means to be a wife. There is much more involved than photo ops and keeping up appearances. There is real work to do. There are real sacrifices that need to be made. There is real growth that needs to take place. For you modern women seeking marriage, are you willing to give 80% when your husband is only capable of giving 20%? These are questions that need answers. Thank you for listening.